Eliminator cars, you got a 1030 lane crawl. If you're tightening up those last bolts and trying to find your driver's courage, would have been left on the breakfast table this morning, well, you need to be heading to the lanes. And over on the far side, you should be able to lane right now. Guys, you got to let it
Tunnel Digger. An 8 track. Next out will be the World Here's Dave was here now. Dave drives the topless 62 Corvette that you see staging up in the Winston lane. All right, here is the 8-time world champion, Bob Glidden, driving this Motorcraft quality car for T-Bird. And we could go on and on for about an hour about his accomplishments, but let us suffice it to say he's won the world championship 8 times, and he's won 60 NHRA Oscars, and he's been the number 1 qualifier in the past 22 races. So this is the guy to beat. I don't know if anybody can touch him. Bob Glidden from White Inlet, Indiana, left-hand lane. Tony Christian with a brand new race car. He's here in the right-hand lane, a 1988 Beretta. Christian finished 8th in the world last year. And he was runner-up at the Keystone Nationals last year to none other than Bob Glidden himself. So the burnout completed, approaching the line, Tony Christian with the A&P Automotive car in the right lane, Glidden with the Motorcraft Quality Parts T-Bird in the left lane. A tenth quicker than, rather, a tenth slower than Glidden. Car to 7.39, 188 miles an hour. So Glidden is at the head of the class now with a 7.39 seconds. And here's Butch Leal with the Rod Shop Pontiac. He's here in the right-hand lane. Alongside will be Bruce Allen from Arlington, Texas, with a Levi Garrett RMS Racing Special. Butch Leal last year, winner of 3 national events. He was in the finals at least half of our championships. He was the top gun throughout the year until about the 3/4 mark, and then he was passed by Glidden, and Glidden went on to win his 8th championship. Leal finished in 2nd place for the season. The man that finished in 3rd place was Bruce Allen. He's over in the left-hand lane. He won the North Star Nationals in Minnesota and was runner-up on 5 other occasions. Miles an hour at the Winternationals. Warren Johnson with a brand new sponsor, the AC Delco people. Warren Johnson from Duluth, Georgia, finished 4th in the World Championship point chase last year. Well, I got to tell you, you can see this one all the way down to downtown Pomona. Jerry Ackman's Indoil sponsored race car. Jerry Ackman from Ventura, California, his high point. Ackman's high point had to be the Summer Nationals in Englishtown, New Jersey last July, when he won over all the top guns, including Leal and Glidden and Iaconio and all the rest of them. Jerry Ackman, a heady driver out of Ventura, California. see them on the cars. Comes up in the lap time of 7.49, 187 miles an hour. Ekman a little quicker, 7.47 at 180. And here is R.J. Gottlieb along with Joe LaPone. Joe LaPone from Berwyn, Pennsylvania, driving his 1988 Beretta. Now R.J. over there in the left-hand lane, the youngest driver in this category of competition. He's only 19. But he's got the veteran Lambeck helping him with the car. Lambeck, a former full stock driver. This is quite a team. And Lambeck has said that he's not trying to rush Gottlieb, just kind of picking their way along. He started racing last season, about halfway through, I guess it was the Mile High Nationals, where we saw Gottlieb for the first time. 28th running of the Chief Auto Parts Winternational Championships here at Pomona. Miles an hour. Gottlieb at 7 up. We got Jim Head. You know, you were talking about Gene Snow, the innovator. Well, here's a guy who's got so many goodies on his car. I'm not sure he can figure it all out. Yeah, he's got more time for all this. He's probably got 20 pounds of batteries for all his timers on his car. He likes different things too. Yeah, he is. He's definitely an innovator. Here is Billy Myers, Chief Auto Parts 711 entry. He's got a new driver, Chris Shoemake, representing Arizona. Chris is only about 5'5" as you know, but he really needs to breathe and sleep driving. This is quite a little guy. If Billy has stepped down from the driving seat to do other things, Chris Shoemake is strong in the seat. Good guy, been around a long time, survived through the Loper fires and everything. I can handle about anything. Okay, well, he'll be standing by in this. The Chief Auto Parts entry, driven by Chris Shoemake. Jim Head in the left-hand lane from Columbus, Ohio. Runner-up at last year's Spring Nationals, his hometown. And they'll stage Jim Head, former U.S. National out there. Now, Chris Shoemake, only about a week ago, was looking pretty good in practice runs. So, if you base it on what he's been doing in some practice, he could be a real contender out here right off the bat. Yeah, this is going to be a car to watch in Eliminations. All right, the Chief Auto Parts entry. Chris Shoemake in the right lane, Jim Head in the left. As we continue qualifying here in Funny Car Eliminator. Coming off the ground at the halfway point, he has to abort the run. And Shoemake, oh my, 542 at 268 miles an hour. 542, and he does show everybody. Here's Scott Coletta, along with Johnny West. sold everything. He's got a new baby at home and everything, and I think he sold all that stuff to get with these money guys. Replace the race car with a baby. I guess that's a good trade. Johnny West, Chandler, and Scott Coletta. Scott Coletta, well, you know his daddy pretty well, don't you? Oh, I've raced with Conrad for years and years, and this is the second generation Coletta here. He sure is, and he acts a little bit like his dad from time to time, don't he? He's an exact clone. Yeah, I mean, he's intense when it comes to racing. That's what we meant, Connie, intense. And that's what you gotta be sometimes to win these races. Yeah, he's a charger, and he can go as hard as the car will let him go. Okay, it's a beautiful car. Good looking Oldsmobile Forenza as he stages it up here in the right-hand lane. Johnny West with a Hawaiian Punch car in the left-hand lane. And he slides in his own oil, and he'll bring it to a safe stop. Meanwhile, at the finish line, Johnny West with a wild one. Flexibility for the innovators. I think Dean Schultz would certainly look for that. Yeah, well, I think if people are saying they play a couple hours, I think they like to see the good stuff too. All right, here is Bruce Larson of Northeast Pennsylvania. That was Chris Lane in NHRA. Thank you for now. We were talking about him when he was walking around the starting line there for a while. He's got a new 88 Corvette. The owner of the car is the Sutherland, and they run a JP1, Joe Python special, and aluminum engine in that race car. Chris Lane, 10 years down here, sounded real strong. Now, Bruce Larson, for years and years, was sort of a local racer in the East, did a lot of match racing. Now he's got a big sponsor, and I mean, the car is really distinguished. Bruce Larson's another one of your good guys. He had that USA 1 Corvette, Mr. Chevrolet, for years, Vance Race deal, and now he's got some help with Joe Amato and some sponsors and Tim Richards, and he's stepped up and he's on the tour. Bruce Larson on the tour now, lives in Northeast Pennsylvania. The name of the car is the Century Tax and Gauges Key Auto Parts USA 1. I mean, that's a total deal, and we got it out just like that. Meanwhile, Bruce Larson with a 5.55, a 5.55, 264 miles. He's probably the most serious guy in drag racing. Dale Armstrong, really a master. Kenny Bernstein driving the Budweiser King, coming at you in the left-hand lane. That should be a good race as John Forrest's Castro. Oh boy, what do you say about this, Tom? This is a matchup, whether it's 5 round, 12 round, or elimination. You got the Buick out there, last season, that's 556. Could get to the ground, it's a brand new, big high upright, spoiler on the back of the car, change it 230 miles an hour with a 678 at 128. Very 64 lines in Superstock E Automatic. Next to them, it's 42-year-old insurance man at Superstock C Automatic. Red, Superstock A Modified. Red from Linden, Washington. Superstock PX next to him. Tim, the business, running in Superstock B Automatic. Larry Edlund next to him. Edlund in Superstock Easy Modified. The current record holder in that category, the U.S. miles an hour. Michael Dahl now. Clean looking good. I like that big job. Santa Ana, California, the Class Act. Mike Dahl, the owner and driver. Chrysler Heavy, of course, for power. Second, under 9 points. And right next to him from Boise, Idaho. This one an 87 Corvette for Van Peppigan. Has a carburetor in DT Connell altered. California, Roberta in the front engine black dragster, running in Class C dragster down the Quaker State Lane. .859, 155 miles an hour. Entering, Pickens and Brown racing engine. That one a Buick, 296 cubic inches for Bill Deveridge. Steve Taylor, a Texan from Houston, the USA Performance Center. That one the Camaro belonging to Jack Laster. Miles an hour, 933 on Steve Taylor on that 965 in. Harry and Guy Snyder, sponsored by the In-N-Out Burgers. Guy Snyder, 36 years of age from Glendora, driving down the Winston Lane. Larry Torres in a Buick, of course. The V6 and D.E. Donald Sky Hall. at 149 miles an hour. The Super Ford Mustang of McCree Ford in Dickinson, Texas, running an 8 Super Modified and staging up in the Quaker State Lane. Next to him, Jack Worrell out of Orange, California. Worrell in the 80 Combo Dragster. Time on the Mustang. Got her light
Camaro, 427 cubic inches. Barry Pollard over here on the tower side. He's from Saskatchewan, Canada. 440 cubic inches underneath the hood of this Dodge Challenger, 1970 version. Dialed in at 1151, the Camaro 1095. The Dodge goes first, the Camaro in pursuit.
Dodge in pursuit. Handicap. 1151 to 1095.
Other end of the text says it's going to be the tower side Pollard at 1170, 110.72, the losing estimator Camaro, 396 cubic inches. And another lady in the class, this is Linda Myers here on the tower side from Victorville, California. This is a 1970 Dodge Challenger, 340 cubic inches under the hood.
That's it. They say they got beautiful trophies.
This is a heads-up run. By Linda Myers off the line in the low bar, will it pay off? Over John Sternick, into the eyes, the wind light just says it is. John Sternick at 1151, 116.
Cars go quicker than the 990, but somebody will be declared the winner. The one that breaks out the least would be the winner in that case. Oh, here's one of these little short wheelbase Anglias. Boy, they're hairy. That's Don Petrillo on the right-hand lane from Rolling Heights, California. Danny Brown in the left. I guess that's because he's got a big block Chevrolet, an oval body, and Brown is driving it across the finish line first, right lane. Petrillo there. Driven by Casey Moore from Tustin, California. He'll be up against Bob Hoke. Hoke's from Tacoma, Washington, and that is a Fiero. I think the power of this one is a small block Chevrolet, an aluminum Donovan engine. Rob Hogg, but he won't win it. Casey Moore does it. The timing tower, it appears that it's a 1-2 shift, and that is really unique. That's right. All these cars run 3-speed transmissions. They don't have the power that a nitro car has. The nitro cars run 2-speed, but what you're saying here is he's trying for 2. And if he can have a smoother transition down the track. Absolutely. From a fuel curve standpoint, it is a lot easier to tune a car that only shifts once rather than one that has to shift twice. All right, they're ready to go. Doc Fidelli, left-hand lane from Fresno. We got Blaine Johnson, who doesn't live far from there, out on the coast, Santa Maria. Here we go. 4-wheel powered car. Blaine Johnson wins it with a 6.26. Looks like they're going to be heading on back to the pit area. Oh no, that's a tough one. I mean, here they've gone through several days of qualifying. They get up to the starting line and something breaks. But that's drag racing. Mike Troxel will take it. Number one qualifier at 6.15 seconds. He sped to over 220 miles an hour. 39 years old. .24. Jay Payne finished 9th in the world last year, a divisional champion. He'll be up against Bill Neal from San Diego. They staged up carefully. He goes back up for some reason. Boy, what a trick run. He loses the race. race with a 6.33. Lewis team here, we've seen them a lot on the Division 4 level, and over the last couple of years, their performances have improved. They own a body shop down there, and they give it their heartfelt best to be here at the Winternationals. All right, the Castrol GTX car, Pat Austin in the right-hand lane. You can see the hatches are open. These are required by the rules because should there be a fire, these drivers can't get out of them too easily. So these are safety hatches. They open them because they've got a lot of smoke in the cars, and they open the hatches to let the smoke out. But they're primarily a safety item. These plastic Fantastics weigh in at about, I guess around 2,000 pounds. They got over 500 cubic inch motors. They make horsepower maybe as much as 1,500 to 2,000 horse. 3-speed clutchless transmissions, and computers. They got everything that the Nitro car has, Terry. They've got, in fact, they might cost as much as a Nitro car. The only difference being is that Nitro seems to blow more parts up. That's right, visibly. But I tell you what, if you go in the pit area, they tear these cars apart too after every round. They didn't used to, but they're now doing it. They're now doing it now just to keep up with all of the wear and tear on particularly the valve trains. All right, they're staging up. This is the first race, round 1 of Alcohol Funny Car coming at you. The car momentarily has to shut it off, and Pat Austin, 6:15. And look at that speed. I believe that's the fastest speed I've ever seen in drag racing an Alcohol Funny Car. Go to any extent to get each other beat. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Austins out the other end are hoping Brad beats them. I don't know about that. Wait till that now. Okay. All right, Brad Anderson, number 2 qualifier, and 6.17 seconds. He's ran 226 miles per hour out here, so he too has the power. Bucky Austin, number 10 qualifier, at a 6.39. Austin's car is a replica of an Olds Forenza, I believe that is, an Oldsmobile. 557 inches, one of the largest motors out here for Bucky Austin. He lives in Kent, Washington. Brings his car up to the line. He lives in Covina. He's an engine builder. This is a Trans Am. We're ready to go. They shake up. That's a .41 light, and he wins it 6.20 to a 6.49. Did not qualify, but made it in as an alternate when the guy that was supposed to take that number 12 spot was broken. That was Holtz. Out of Campbell, California, with a 6.41 seconds, 20 years of age. I mean, he's right in his hometown here. What could be better than to win here? Of course, Gasparelli, he's a veteran. He's been around for years and years. And as we said, the high point of his career had to be winning this Winternationals 2 years ago. Gasparelli's car is a replica of a Dodge Daytona. Hartman sticking with the Corvette. So here we go. Laverne's Richard Hartman, the youngster in the right-hand lane. We got Lou Gasparelli in the left-hand lane. They're about to race. to Richard Hartman. He'll go to round number 2. His time, 6:30. Kerry, we started out with about 40 of these cars. We had to boil them down to 16. That is participation. It is, Bernie, and right now we're getting ready to cut it in half again, Dave. That's right, 8 cars. They'll continue their eliminations tomorrow afternoon. This race is for real. Jet Field on the left lane. Slower car of the 2, Jet Field winning at 6.40 at a speed of 219 miles an hour. Hinkleman, who is the number 5 qualifier. This pair ready to go. The Dreamweaver, John Weaver. The 16th qualifier in the 16-car show is in the right lane. Mike Andrew in the left. But he couldn't hang in there. Mike Andreotti will be the winner. 6.45 seconds, 214 miles an hour. They're staging up. Chuck Beal, the number 7 qualifier at 6.36. Moore's just barely made the field, number 15. They're staging up now. Competition today in the alcohol classes. Chuck Beal will be your winner. His time is 6.31. His best time so far at this race, that 6:31, his speed 221 miles an hour. Now, all the funny car bodies in both the fuel cars and also the alcohol cars are made by Christensen. He's done a great deal in the past. There's some competition coming up this year. You'll see a lot of the Nitro Funny cars utilizing a manufacturer down in Florida, but Christensen was certainly a paint center for a number of years. All right, this will be our final race in round number 1 of Funny Cars. Christensen in the left-hand lane will win. Stop racing. And on the top end, 7:53. R.J. Gottlieb now out of Northridge. Lambeck and Gottlieb. Bob Lambeck, the teammate on this race car. RJ's 19 years old. Whoa. Doing the driving of the 87 Camaro. Scribner now switching over from the Lincoln Mercury to an identically painted Beretta.
Yeah, right coats in there.
Top end, 7:59. Ingersoll with his amazing 199 mile per hour Buick. That one was the turbocharged V6. Well, the Ziegler, Illinois native now switching over to the naturally aspirated V8 Chevrolet in an 88 Camaro, running now in pro stock. So Ingersoll, I guess, figured if you can't beat them, might as well join them. He's teaming up with the crew from Dallas, Texas, Harold Whitmore. Next to him now, Chuck Ekmalian. Ekmalian does the driving from Garden Grove, California, of his own Camaro, 1985 Chevrolet. This is Ingersoll's first national event as a pro stock driver for Harold Whitmore. Takes better than that 747 in order to get into the program right now. Elapsed time of 7:60. Performances out here at the Winternationals. Josue has gone a 7:46 from Somerdale, New Jersey. With that Pontiac. That's Joe over in the Quaker State lane. Jeff Bailey from Houston, Texas. Let's see what he can do. 7:53, falling short. Beretta. Bruce Allen, who finished number 3 in the Winston World last year, presently qualified in the 6th position. 7:43 has been the best run on the Levi Garrett sponsored car. Don Beverly next to him. Beverly with the Sierra Oldsmobile from Chester, Virginia. Can he do it right now? 7:54. Does not make it for Don Beverly. 7:40 previous mounts from Duluth, Georgia, and Oldsmobile Sierra. All Oldsmobile through and through. Warren's number 5 in the field. Johnson, 7:41, 7.41, and Warren improves to 188 miles an hour. The home of the Southern Nationals and soon to be the Winston All-Stars for the 1988 season. 500 cubic inches of Oldsmobile for Gary Brown on the Quaker State lane. Brown is not in, 7:49. He's been knocking on the door. And the 7:45 has qualified Tony Christian, number 2. Like a shot here on the Winston side. Can he improve? He doesn't. 7:46, 7:49. Only 300 inches long, just straddling the line to break between the concrete pad and the asphalt. Frank Bradley on the tower side, number 1, the Winston World Champ. Nick LaHaye in the Miller High Life car. And 150 pounds weight on the front axle, it was a big difference. Here we have the Super Shop N-Trial Special. Eddie Hill out of Wichita Falls, Texas, one of the fastest races in the world, against Jerry Ornsby, the captain. Going a 5:38. salute the Winternationals in Reno, California. You will be seeing a North American B-25 missile bomber flown by Steve Hinton, a 25 missile bomber, the Warhawk. Bomber, Navy dive bomber, and the North American salute to all the servicemen in our standpoint, you're not going to find much of a difference in any of these cars in Top Alcohol Dragster. The team's extremely close at this year's Chief Winternationals. Lane from some of the shape. He goes a 623. Both cars equipped with the Chrysler Hemi style, all now cast in aluminum, billet aluminum heads, the aluminum engine block, supercharged 3-speed planetary transmissions. Give me unfortunately on the quicker state lane. And Bill Barney, the veteran here, 45 years of age, moving up in the Winston side. Driving around Lane Johnson to a 627, and today we have seen the critical importance of that starting line reaction. As pointed out earlier, even though you might have the quicker of the two elapsed times, ETs don't matter anymore. It's who gets to the other end first. If you sleep on the light, if you're late on the light, if you're not paying attention, it can cost you the race right there on the starting line. Brett Williamson in the Winston lane, Mike Andriotti clearing out the engine. On the Quaker State side, and moving to the staging phase. Brett Williamson, how about that? 640 to a 643 during the eliminations, but may well do one right here in the second round. For Brad, speed of 227 miles per hour. Pat Austin with about 0.3 of a second advantage. Mike can take his time and make sure that he's got a green light showing in his face as he leaves the starting line. The Castrol GTX Oldsmobile of the Austin brothers.
We left. We never came. What's that?
6-8. And for those of you down track, it'll be Richard Hockman, the 20-year-old from right here in Laverne, moving up in the Quaker State side. The old master, Chuck Beal, now in the Winston lane. Let's see who leads first. We'll try to call the reaction time for you.
You get that choice. Usually when you get up in the staging lane, you got to pretty much pick it. But you go off of oil downs, you know, from the round before or what other guys have done, and if your car has worked exceptionally well, and you know the last run you're in the right lane and it worked good for you, and they haven't oiled down, you'll go with that again. The biggest thing that's going on today, you can throw out the qualifying, throw out everything now. Now is your crew chief's got to decide how much power to put in the car versus the heat on the racetrack and versus the guy that's going to run. It's coming down now to a driver's war. Reaction time is going to really get strong now.
All right, let's watch. We're going to find out as Frank Bradley brings his new super long car to the starting line, the super light dragster, the Miller Highlight Special of Dick LaHaye on the tower side. He won it all by 42 points after a season of racing over Joe Amato last year to take home the Winston World Championship title. He wants to start this season in winning fashion. Closer stage. Consistency reigns supreme back there.
I hope he's going to have it out in the game. Look at the old Texasawa Grand Prix Charger driver, dragster here that's really fun. Very racing car, and they're sponsored by the 300 Bowl in Pontiac, Michigan, and the James Cruzet is the crew chief who is Joe Smart's crew chief.
That's right. So there's a lot of talent on that team. It is not such a tremendous surprise that he is running very well. Ostrander out of Pontiac, Michigan. Joe Amato, though, from Old Fort, Pennsylvania. We know the book on him. He's run as quick as a 5:09. He is the fastest car at 287 miles an hour. And now he has got to tackle the upset Mike Ostrander. Again, as Tom pointed out so perfectly, it is a lot to depend on the driver's reaction here on the starting line as to who may make it to the finish line first. And you can get right on the clutch and horsepower. Only a hundredth of a second separated them in reaction time. A 5:24 for Amato.
9:07 60-foot time for Ostrander, and a
93 for Amato. So Ostrander actually had the lead at 60 feet.
sure did, and then Amato speed at the other end got by him, but that was an excellent race.
Here are the two quickest cars at this racetrack. This is Larry Minor, the boss of the Minor Racing. He ran in round number 1 of 5:74. Not a bad for the guy who was every zero. And a 5:17 for the race job. The rules included the run being accepted, and he'll be right back today. Change departure was in question and ran a 5:17 in the first round.
I talked to Eddie Hill a while ago, and they were trying to make up their mind. They're pretty soft on the bottom. They decided to leave it alone for this round because it's running pretty good. He's got trouble with his brakes. That's why he pulled through the staging light the last time, and his car ups off the second set of lights, so it made his reaction time look real bad. And hopefully they fix that this round. Larry Minor told me that he's going for it, and you know this car is capable.
That's very true. Minor on the tower side with Bernie Featherly, the overall crew
chief of the operation that includes the funny car and the dragster. Of course, Ed McCullough going out in the first round with severe tire shake. Let's Federley concentrate his efforts now on one car, that of Finder the Boss. The new Pennzoil Super Shop entry of Eddie Hill is another of the super long cars at 300-inch wheelbase. Eddie Hill now on the line. And a 559 only has 11 cars. Tell me about Emerson. Got a lot of money to go in California. Culver's gets caught in the moving out to setting up in the shop out there in California. Very talented kid, sponsored by the Sony Corporation, and they were the ones they told me that first came out with a two-way radio, and they came out green on to the idea. Well, very good. We find out all of the thousands of information. On the spectator side is a homegrown Southern California team. They call themselves the In-N-Out Gang. You don't see them around the world a whole lot or around the country on the national event trail. As the budget allows, they will make those events. It is the In-N-Out Burger Oldsmobile with Hot Rods by Boyd as a co-sponsor. Dale Baldy at the wheel. Daryl Amberson on the tower side. Dale Baldy, spectator side.
You don't know what's going on. They can be anything.
Amberson staging, and now Baldy. 68 miles an hour. On the spectator side is Brad Trouble at the wheel of an unprotected. Trouble to reach the in the first round of the 551. Here on the tower side is Jim Head. He basically walks the race right at the starting line. The car went up and spilled. Supercharger and the car caught fire, and as you saw, he crossed over the center line where he was taking the hit. I told you earlier, Ed's got a real high compression motor in his car, 250 pound, which is about 8.5 to 1 compression, which is a lot for a small fuel car. Got a lot of torque you can't control on the bottom. It's tire smoking situation. We'll see now if we can hook it up, because the last run he blew the tires right off of it. How far can you back off with a clutch to let the clutch absorb all that horsepower? You can back off a lot, but when you got torque or mechanical compression, you can't feel that on the bottom. All right, so Jim Head thought maybe he'd come into this race with a bit of a better idea, but he was finding here the temperature hotter than anticipated. You never know about the Winternationals, so it'll be snow on the ground or at 85 degrees, and that's where we are today in the 85-degree temperature. For Brad Tuttle, a nice 551 in the first round. Certainly gives him confidence. Contested in the battle of the red cars, Oswald and Bernstein. A little bit of tire flow got mixing the grimace with USA. Yeah, but that's okay. Come back. Oh, they do have to see what's going to happen. Now, when they come back, Armstrong will get started and give him the time to use the brake on the lead now to spot the tires. It looked like the Candy Star was looking pretty good that time. So, if either one of these cars smoke the tires, we're on to see something. Yes, sir. Two cars capable of 540 Candies and Hughes on a cooler day. Back in October, ran 535 on this racetrack. Track record holder he is, and the event record holder is the Budweiser King. Correction, it is the McCullough car still holds the event record for this day, but for, look at Leonard Hughes, he's rolling Mark Oswald back. He says, get him back out of here. Let's see what's happening. They don't want no games, so he burnt him out a little bit of a problem, so he held up, they're backing him up. He's making an extra chirp behind the line, trying to get that clutch off the little hook. All right, the thing that happened here, I guarantee you, at the start of the year, the tension is as high on this race as it was at any event last season. Mark Oswald, power side, Kenny Bernstein, far side. Bernstein immediately into the staging team. Oswald, the last to stage.
soft down low, 60 foot and 16th of a mile, so they do not want to spin the tires. He's got good at least mile and quarter mile time. And I think they're trying to stay with a lot of clutch here, but they don't get back up. They're trying to win this race and not smoke the tires.
Another driver trying to win the race is Bruce Larson at the wheel of the Century Tack Engagers. Keystone, Chevy Beretta, who is victory. Bruce Larson. Well, he gave the number one qualifier a good run. In fact, he put away Anderson Collins in the first round. Forrest had a 5:49. But John Forrest just watched Jimmy Bernstein smoke the tires in that last lane, and yet he had the lane choice. He still could. Won't bother them. They don't care about that. They know their own car and how it's set up. Like I said, when Bernstein smoked the tires on the drawing and backed up to those turns, we knew then, and you could tell he wasn't holding the ground, and he was in big trouble. John Forrest was pretty good on his dry burnout, so Bruce Larson may have his work cut out for him in the Century Tack Engagers. Kendall Motor Oil car out of Key Auto Parts and Keystone Automotive, TRW, and a whole bunch of other folks participating with Bruce Larson. The candy red colors, so prevalent of the Joe Amato team. The National GTX Jolly Rancher Oldsmobile of John Forrest under the able tutelage and direction of Austin Doyle, who says, "Come on, John, let's stage the car. We don't want to get it so hot that it's going to burn everything up, particularly the tires."
It'll be a real interesting race here between Mark and Darrell because they're within 100 for the last round.
Practically all of the cars have been within 100 of a second of each other. And the win, 751 to a 750. The Chevy against the Pontiac is headed back into the bend. Garrett, RMS Racing Special of Bruce Allen. A&B Automotive, the sponsor on the new Beretta, the Levi Garrett, proudly displaying the yellow colors along with the white on the Beretta of Bruce Allen. Another good race. Tony Christian certainly come into his own in the last couple of years, as you have, Jerry.
Yeah, he certainly has. And there's two brand new Berettas, and they're out of the Willie Rush shop in San Diego, so this ought to be interesting. They're both new cars.
Christian, the last stage, wants some RVM, and he's got hard. Got close to the center line and had to back out of it. 746, Tony Christian advancing. Morgan has been staged for some time. Johnson now beginning to got a good grip on the wheel, brings it in, the RPM's up. Took a shot and lost the look at the elapsed time for Johnson of 7:43.
Strongest machine around today. And the young man gives a lot of credit to a lot of people, but he starts with his mom and pa, who he says, well, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and he's right about that. That he is. And the thing about Austin, they keep the pressure on constantly. It's very rare that they have a bad day, and they're having a great weekend at the Winternationals. At Austin, Tacoma, Washington, aside from many a national championship win, they have been the dominant force in the Northwest, the Division 6 championship run. They're the Division 6 champion up there in Washington. Tough guys to beat here. The car's an Oldsmobile. Got a big deep black engine of 532 inches, and they've got the low number at a 614. They get a single run as Chuck Beal unable to make it for this round. Here is a 6:16 seconds, 200
228 miles an hour. Mainstay of the regional divisional championships that we have all over the country. There are more alcohol funny cars in the United States than there is all the pros put together. Top fuel funny car or pro stock. Just a lot of these cars. All right, here we go. The race is at hand. Brad Anderson. He'll be over here in the right-hand lane. Brad. Young Brett Williamson will be in the left-hand lane as they stage up here for the first race in this semifinal round. And he'll stage up against Neil, who is definitely the underdog here. A 6.23 to a 6.37. The winning speed 221. Alcohol dragsters and alcohol funny cars, you might think that they have the same power plants. Unlike top fuel funny cars, the power plants are considerably different. The alcohol funny cars, they run inches, over 500 cubic inches in their motors. The little dragsters, just barely 400 cubic inches. That's because that's a holdover from the days that they used to have to be matched up in what we call pro comp. And we had to have small engine dragsters and big engine funny cars to make it fair, and we've never changed that. There's been some talk of doing that, but we have a variety of other types of cars in there. We have Troxel, the last time, 6:56. He could have been beaten. Martinez, California, a little down up north. He'll be matching up here with Joe Amato, the number 2 qualifier at this race, number 2 in the world last year, former world champion. Amato has got to be almost a prohibitive favorite in this go. Here we go. Joe Amato right lane, push player left. We'll watch for the reaction time. Both on the water and on the asphalt. Lives in Wichita Falls, Texas. Has never won one of NHRA's major championships, though he was runner-up at the Mile High. The right way. A big winner, Tim Wahey.
Yeah, these guys are taller.
Tim Wahey, his daughter, the chief wrench on this car, really runs the operation outside the car. They're now staging up. Wahey in the right lane, Eddie Hill in the left. We'll watch for the reaction times. It could be one right there.
Tree. Look at the tree.
Jim Hand will be in the left-hand lane. The engineer out of Columbus, Ohio, matching up here with Mark Oswald. Driving the candies in here is T-Bird, the Motorcraft Quality Parts entry. You saw what happened. Mark Oswald smoked the tires. There was later on today. As they move to the starting line, John Forrest in the left-hand lane, Dale Foley in the right. Here we go.
Okay. You're going to lose.
They're both pre-stage. Nobody
world, Brad Anderson. In the Johnny Webster car out of Pomona, California on the Dallas side. Alongside of him, Pat Austin. In the Castro PTS Austin Brothers entry. Pat Austin held low ET at a 6:14 with a 9. Brad Anderson eclipsed that with a 6:14 with an 8. Austin in the semifinals defeated Beal with a 6:16. Anderson went to 6:14 with an 8 in the semifinals. Superstock number 8, Snyder's car needs a pit crew person that's got a 15-16 socket. They need a 15-16 socket and time switch as soon as possible. And Anderson and Austin battled all last season. Pat Austin eventually the champion, the world champion, and I guarantee you this battle will continue throughout this year. Tom?
Now you're looking at two cars here with 1,100 horsepower apiece on straight alcohol, 500 cubic inch on alcohol, engines in excess of $28,000. You're looking at $100,000 a car and machinery out here. Good drivers, good crew chiefs, the best of everything. You're going to see one good race now.
You sure are. The Jolly Rancher Easy Rider Special, as Bernie has told you, has owned this racetrack for years. He's been one of the winningest drivers ever in Southern California. Brad Anderson, number 2 in the world last season. Number 1, the car right alongside of him, the Castro PTS Oldsmobile, Pat Austin in the wheel. Just earned by young Pat Austin is certainly, as Tom just said, shaking his head. He said, wow. How about Castro GTX? They put another car in the finals. This is the top alcohol dragster out of that racing team put together by John Gardella and all the folks at Castro GTX. Bill Barney at the wheel, going against Mike Troxel. Troxel had a break when Ken Murray red-lighted the last round. The voice is beginning to go, but fortunately it lasted for the weekend. Mike Troxel, and I don't know whether you know it or not, but I was back in the pit. In the semifinals, was blazing through the pit on a tow road with a pit crew, a pit official out in front of him on a minibus in traffic to get him up to be able to race Ken Murray, and Murray red-lighted. Troxel had problems. He wasn't brilliant at a 6:56. Bill Barney was, though, with a 6:23.
Sometimes, you know, sometimes the racers are won and lost in the pits.
How true, and how fast can you get up there when you're late, right? But for Mike Troxel, he is in the finals, and that's what counts. The final round of the best 16 alcohol dragsters at this 28th annual Chief Auto Parts Winternationals, coming down to Bill Barney and Mike Troxel. Barney from Citrus Heights, California, number 2 in the world last season. Mike Troxel hails from Lakewood, Colorado. Special, Hot Rod by Boyd is co-sponsor on the tower side. That's Dale Weldon. No second burnout here. Into the free stage lights. They're getting their thoughts organized, getting collected. Buster Count, just the word to Jim Hare, puts the base pass down. Good and safe and just enough to allow the 13th. Be watching NBC Sports World. You'll be seeing all the action of this 28th annual Chief Auto Marts Winternationals. The Miller Highlight car. Tim LaHaye, the crew chief, the subject of a great column by Jim Murray in the Los Angeles Times, checking over for the final time their dad's car as Dick LaHaye approaches the starting line. The General, Jim Richards. Here, protection in place, glancing intently at the back of his engine. Now the staging procedure underway. The pre-stage for LaHaye, also for Pomona. But concentrating on